Kentucky has ranked at or near the bottom for its laws protecting animals from abuse and cruelty. We report on this way too many times on Wave 3 News. And in April, authorities in McCracken County raided a property and seized over 100 animals. These animals were mistreated. They were sick. And now they need our help. With us today are James Houchins, Director of Field Operations for Guardians of Rescue, who helped oversee the rescue. Andrea Blair of the Kentucky Humane Society, KHS, has taken in 17 of these sick dogs from this case. And Michelle Lawson, President and CEO of Kentucky Animal Action, a group that's fighting to toughen up our laws. James, tell me what you saw when you went onto this property.
So in this property, we discovered several animals that were stacked from floor to ceiling in crates smaller than what they should have been. You've had 80-pound dogs shoved in a crate small enough to fit just like a miniature shepherd. I mean, absolutely tiny.
What kind of place was this? Was it a home?
It was a home. Inside of the home, we recovered, I believe, 53 dogs pulled out of the home. Altogether, there were 78 dogs removed off this property. The rest were just throughout a maze on the backside living in muck.
Now, I want to give everybody a little bit of a warning. We have some video that you have from that scene. We want to take a look at it now. I want you to talk us through it. I see the cages there. That is a huge dog in that case.
So this is in one of the buildings that we opened up. We didn't even realize that dogs were in it. When we opened it, this is what we found. Dogs were stacked from floor to ceiling. The air in there was very hard to breathe. It was covered with ammonia. Feces were everywhere. These crates were not clean. You had dogs that were running about and free that didn't know human interaction. They had never been petted, didn't know what toys were. It was a very horrendous discovery. It was very sad. It was heartbreaking. Thankfully, all these animals are out now.
What were these animals being kept for?
We're not entirely sure why this gentleman was taking in the amount of animals he had on his property, let alone providing the care that they should have been receiving and they did not receive. The authorities are still investigating that.
Okay, Andrea, KHS is asking the public for help in this. What help do you need right now?
A big thing really is to help with foster homes. An example here is Sadie. She's currently in a foster home. She's not part of this case, but we were able to take in these extra dogs from this case because we had people to step up and open up their homes temporarily to give dogs and cats a safe haven, and that allowed us to take in 17 dogs from this cruelty case.
Tell me about these animals that you just rescued. What kind of shape were they in?
Most of them are in pretty horrible shape. Almost all of them were positive for Giardia, which is a parasite that can also, it's usually from dirty water. It can also be spread to humans as well. Also, about 7 of them are heartworm positive. That's a very serious parasite that is expensive to treat. 2 of the dogs had to be hospitalized over the weekend because they had parvo-type symptoms. So all in all, a lot of them needed a lot of medical care, which they're receiving now at KHS.
Do you have the resources to help really effectively when you have a huge influx of animals like this?
We're really lucky to have a lot of support in the community, so we've asked folks to help directly with this case by fostering as well as donating, and we're really, really grateful to everybody who has stepped up. We live in a very compassionate community here in Louisville and a lot of animal lovers, so all the folks here in Louisville that support KHS allow us to take in animals from across Kentucky when rescues such as Guardians of Rescue needs help or other shelters. We're happy to open our doors and to help.
Now, Michelle, I have a question about the legality of this case. This particular person who is believed responsible for this has been charged with 25 counts of cruelty to animals. The law has been changing in Kentucky, and it's supposed to be tougher than it was just a couple of years ago. Where are we right now?
Well, as a lot of people know, we were in last place for 12 consecutive years. And in 2019, we were able to pass legislation that banned animal sexual assault in Kentucky. Prior to that, it was animal sexual assault was not illegal in Kentucky. We got that passed, and that last year in 2020, we were able to get legislation for vet reporting. Prior to that, Kentucky was the only state in the country where it was illegal for a vet to report abuse of one of their patients.
Now that seems like a no-brainer, to be able to have vets to be able to report cases of abuse, but that wasn't legal in Kentucky until recently. Why is it so hard to get the laws changed here?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how it started that it's so difficult to get things changed here, but what I do know is the single most important thing that you can do as a resident of Kentucky is to develop a relationship with your legislators and local officials and let them know that animal welfare is important to you. They work for you, and be sure to develop relationships with them and let them know.
Now, James, how does this case rank with others that you've handled? It looked pretty bad just looking at the video.
Definitely not the worst we've seen. All in all, these animals were very, very sick. Several were injured that had not been helped. So there's, it was a very heartbreaking, horrendous condition, seeing them in the conditions they were in.
Now, in that video, I don't know if you caught it, but right at the end of the video, oh, we've got a new video here. Who are these people we're looking at?
These are some of the dogs that came to the Kentucky Humane Society. So they're being unloaded. They had just gotten off our transport vehicle from McCracken County, and they're going into one of our facilities here in Louisville.
Well, they look like they're loving the attention. They're loving the human contact. These could be anybody's pet.
Absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately, they were medically neglected for sometimes a long time. This dog right here, we believe, has rickets. Rickets is caused often when puppies.
When it has rickets, what does that mean?
Yeah, so it can cause the legs to develop abnormally, and it's usually caused when animals are kept confined and not provided sunlight. So he may have grown up in a cage.
These animals all look just absolutely adorable. They all seem very loving. It's just heartbreaking. I don't know how you do it every day, honestly, to see cases like this day after day after day. This is a lot to take in.
Well, it is, but thankfully there are great rescue groups like Guardians who are here to help Kentucky's needy animals. They do amazing work, boots on the ground, saving these animals, and then we're happy as a shelter partner to help get those animals that once they're rescued healthy and ready for adoption. Now, to help those animals that are in your care right now, where can people go to get information? Well, they can go to our Facebook page or Instagram. We're at KY Humane, or our website, kyhumane.org. We've got information on this case and also how to help, and also how to sign up and become a foster caregiver. I could talk about this all day. Thank you all so much for being here and revealing what's going on here. I hope that people will come forward and help in this crisis.